Hi everyone, it's Angie from Literary Labors. Today I am going to share my Halfoweenathon TBR with you. Halfoweenathon is a readathon created by Meg and Sue over at the Spinebreakers. They created this readathon because a year is too long to wait to read horror and to celebrate Halloween. They are joined this year by three co-hosts, and they are Carol Marie Reads, That's What She Read, and Hey Little Thrifter. And I will post links to all of their announcement videos below. Halfoweenathon runs from April 29th through May 5th. There are 7 challenges. 6 of them are book challenges, and the only requirement is that all books should be horror, thriller, mystery, or spooky in some way. Challenge 1 is to read a book that has been adapted into a movie and then watch the movie. I have chosen to read I Know What You Did Last Summer by Lois Duncan, and I think we're probably all familiar with the 90s teen slasher movie, so I won't go into details. I've never read anything by Lois Duncan, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. The second challenge is to read a book by an indie author, and for that I am reading The Beast of Brenton Woods by Jackson R. Thomas. And this is a werewolf retelling. I just learned today that this is a bit gruesome. It has some gore, which is not really what I like to read, but I've already chosen it, so I'm sticking with it. Okay, challenge 3 is to read a book by a master of horror, for example, King or Barker. And for that, I have chosen to read a master of horror for children, middle grades, and teens, and that is Mary Downing Hahn. I am going to read Look for Me by Moonlight, and this is about a girl who goes to Maine to connect with her father and his family, so I guess it's her step family, and while she is there she meets a stranger who she falls in love with, and this stranger might be of the supernatural variety. Let's see. Challenge 4 is to read a book set in autumn, and I have chosen to read book 3 in a Dewberry Farm mystery. That is Deadly Brew by Karen McInerney. I've read the first 2 books in the series, and I enjoyed them both, and I thought I was going to have to wait until October to read the 3rd book in the series, but this gives me a really good excuse to get to this one. Challenge 5 is to read something that is not a typical novel, for example, short stories, graphic novels, or poetry. And for that challenge, I'm reading The Ghosts of Nantucket, 23 True Accounts by Blue Balliet. And this is basically just 23 residents from Nantucket tell about their paranormal encounters on Nantucket. So these are short stories, short stories. Challenge 6 is to read a book released within the last 5 years, and I have chosen Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. And Catherine Arden wrote The Bear and the Nightingale, which was a YouTube darling, I think, the last couple of years. Now, this was a total cover buy. Had this book had any other cover, I would not have been as interested to read this book. So this is about 11-year-old Ollie who finds a book. She comes across a book, and in the book, it tells a story of 3 kids who make a bargain with a being called the Smiling Man. And then the next day, Ollie and her classmates go on a field trip to a farm, and she realizes it is the farm she's reading about in the book. Then on the way back to school from the field trip, their bus breaks down, so their teacher leaves and goes back to the farm. And while they're waiting for their teacher to return, she gets a message on her digital watch that tells her to run. And yes, look at that cover. Gives me supernatural vibes. Oh, I think that was really bright. And let's see, the last challenge is to dress up in a costume and post it on social media using the hashtag Halfoweenathon, which I'm still planning, and I will probably do that for my wrap-up, maybe. Yeah, so, oh, and I forgot one more book. The Agony House by Cherie Priest. I actually checked out this book from my library for the BookTube scavenger hunt tag that I did, but I've not been able to get to it yet, so I'm hoping to read this during those 7 days. Okay, if you have read any of these, particular the Blue Balliet book, let me know what you thought. Actually, this is a reread, but I read it so long ago that I don't remember anything about it. Okay, if you watched, thank you so much for watching. If you are planning on doing the Halfoweenathon, please let me know down below. I would love to watch your TBR, and I will see you next time.